What we see there is an anti-drone gun, and I think unfortunately we're all going to have to become much more accustomed to seeing devices like that in and around places where there is potentially a threat of drones flying around causing a disruption. Now obviously that's largely going to be in places like airports, but also eventually it's going to be in cities, around schools, around business buildings, technical districts of most towns and cities and major parts of the world. And unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Now, there's a reason that this is happening, and it's because of irresponsible flying. It's because of people not flying their drones in a way that is respectful to the law, to aviation regulation, and to privacy. And so it's really important that if we see people flying in a way that's not good, a way that's we all know is that's awkward, or flying too close to buildings, flying too close to objects, taking risks with their drones, then they're causing this. There's a big article in it's actually an educational site, it's called bookings.edu, and it's just talking about the regulatory landscape of drones at the moment and how it's becoming more commonplace that these kind of measures are going to be in place. Describing what a drone is, defining the drone threat. It actually says here, much of the counter-drone technology is designed to work broadly against small and medium-sized hobbyists. That's you and me. And it's so sad that, we're going to be potentially flying up there one day in a completely legal and acceptable flight. And unfortunately, our drone might get taken out of the sky because someone else nearby is flying in a way that's not acceptable, and they get taken out of the sky, which of course takes your drone out as well. A lot of these technologies jam the RF signal between your controller and your drone. They can confuse the drone as well by causing compass errors, which of course means return to home won't succeed, and the drone will generally just try its best to land on the spot. It may even just drift. I don't even want to think about the consequences of that. But these articles are, as I say, going to become more widespread. And so if you see somebody on YouTube flying stupidly, don't be afraid to say, because unfortunately it impacts us all. And articles like this are being read about counter-drone technology. Now, in addition, there is an article about the company Dedrone. That name might sound familiar. Dedrone were the company that put the anti-drone technology into Gatwick and Heathrow after the issue in 2018 where they claimed a drone was causing flights to be grounded and causing the airport to close for 2 days. It seemed to be pretty much nonsense. Even today, there's still no evidence that there was ever a drone, and yet people still call it the drone incident. Dedrone did very well out of that. They provide anti-drone countermeasures, and after that incident at Gatwick and Heathrow, they implemented their system, which, well, let's say it was millions. They've just obtained an additional $12.1 million of funding, and that means we'll be seeing Dedrone technology at a much broader landscape now. We'll be seeing Dedrone technology everywhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if companies like Dedrone start approaching the model whereby they don't sell their counter-drone technology to an airport or a government facility. Instead, I wonder if they'll start placing their technology at these facilities on the basis that if and when they have to launch it to counter a drone attack or a rogue drone being in the sky, they then charge the organization. That's the kind of model that these kind of organizations may be excited by. I would not be at all surprised. So anyway, the moral of this story really is, let's all try and be responsible operators. Let's counter the idiots out there that are flying way too close to other objects that are not their control, not under their control. Let's make sure that we communicate to people who are flying recklessly that they're flying recklessly. Let's tell them. Don't be afraid to it. I keep seeing these numerous comments on reckless videos on YouTube saying, well done, good work, great shots, forgetting the fact that if this thing could have gone horribly wrong. And, you could argue, well, it didn't go horribly wrong, but it only takes one. For the 5,000 reckless videos out there that nobody ever talks about in the press and media, it only takes one incident, one accident for that to go in the global press and media, and then all of us are looked at as idiots by the general public. They'll see us out there flying a drone and they'll think immediately of that one incident, like Gatwick and Heathrow, and they'll immediately label you as a reckless, irresponsible, selfish idiot. Anyway, that's enough of the rant today. The counter-drone measures are on their way. Let's all try and just do our bit to keep our reputations intact. Comment below with your thoughts. Have you seen a stupid video recently? If so, mention it below. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you're one of these dickheads. Anyway, thanks for watching. Click subscribe.